everybody's time. We're going to open up this to public comment first. So I don't have a list of who's going to go first or who's going to second. We'll just do this civilly with people's names. Okay. So I think John asked if he could speak first. So.
Is there a mic? Or yes.
Can I just do a little intro here because it's on top of mind. It has nothing to do with anything other than I want to thank the manager. I want to thank the mayor, staff, and mostly the ad hoc committee for all the work you have done. A fantastic job, and I appreciate it, and I think the village should appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now, there you go.
I definitely echo what Nancy just said. Just a friendly suggestion, and I don't know how tonight's meeting is going to go, but I've been in enough meetings to know that the way they've gone in parts has bothered me. So my recommendation is that members of the committee should refrain from accusing staff, other council members, or having bias or having predetermination of things. I think you've gotten to the point where you've been presented proposals now to look at, and I trust that your knowledge is sufficient to make a decision going forward. And I would say the same holds for us making public comments. It doesn't do any benefit to anyone for us to make accusations about people's motives, et cetera. I've seen many of them on websites and stuff like that, and people have a right to their opinion, but I think in a civil discourse like you're going to have now, an important decision, that's the best way to go. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Anybody else want to say anything?
This is a question, and I'm going to go along with what he just said.
Can't hear you, ma'am. Sorry.
We this has been going on for 2 years now.
Hold it closer.
It's been going on for 2 years now, the process, yeah. So, and over $8 million spent already, one way or the other. That's how much money has been spent. And 2 or 3 days ago, we just found out. I thought I was the only one that was saying La La Land, but no. We all found out that 565 trees, approximately, will have to be taken down. My question to all of you is, when did you know that? Because we're talking about inches, we're talking about water going into the bay, we're talking about all kinds of things, but I think that this is the most important part of the whole thing. And when did you know this, that it wasn't disclosed? It wasn't part of your discussions. It wasn't part of the consideration. How did that happen?
I don't know.
I just found out.
We just found out.
Yeah, we just found out.
You found that out?
That was in the last presentation. Yeah, that came to light in the last presentation.
I personally did not know.
And let me ask
Talking
you.
about ripping up the streets, in the middle of the streets, we didn't think about ripping up any trees.
Well, that's a little something to find out this late. And if there's one reason why this project with ACON should not go through, is exactly because of that. That item that we just found out.
It's being taken into consideration now.
Yeah, that's a big item.
Well, you can, that's the way I see it. It would be up for your consideration, of course.
For sure.
So that's all I wanted to
Thank
mention.
you. Thank you, Jet.
Luis Dela Cruz, 640 Allendale. So we're finally at the, hopefully this is the last meeting. You guys promised that this is going to be the last meeting of this. We can get past this, hopefully.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm going to apologize for, sometimes, my aggravations and the way that I have expressed myself out of frustration to you three. Those are the people that I'm apologizing to. And thank you so much for your patience and for listening to all of us and for listening to me. I know that it can be, difficult, but for sure, like Josie said, those 500 trees have been on every one of our staff's minds for a way long time. from the beginning. And for that not to have been brought to us, especially by our chief resiliency officer, who's supposed to be in charge of resiliency and sustainability of the village of Key Biscayne, is unforgivable. So I apologize to you three. I don't apologize to the rest of the staff that's been involved in this, because I feel like it's been an insult to our intelligence half the time up here. Being in that last meeting, having Mike Huda, who's a very nice guy and a very good engineer, I'm sure, be put forth as the independent advisor to the committee. I told you guys that I was mad at you for allowing that to happen, and I'm still mad at that. But I'm over it. I know that we have to get to the end here. I think the three of you will do the right thing. Thank you so much for listening to all of us.
Steve, you got one last one?
Steve Simon, 335 Harbor Lane. Just one thing that will be hopefully forthcoming. I've asked both Black and Veatch and GIT. I'm sharing with them a table that I put together. I mentioned to council last night that I was going to work on that. And I wanted to put together something that was other than the dollars and cents of really trying to look at it from the perspective of the impact upon construction. But I also wanted to be objective data. So other than my first crack at populating it, I'm sending it both to Mike and to Giorgio to let them populate it, so that hopefully they'll get it in your hands. And as much as this can be transformed from a narrative to objective data, that's what that table seeks to do. So hopefully they'll be comfortable collaborating and filling that in and getting it to council and then to the public in time for next week's meeting.
Thank you, Steve. Anybody else? All right, we're good. I guess we'll close the public comment now. All right. So Ed, would you like to speak first?
Well, basically, I'm ready to vote if you're ready to vote.
I'm ready to
Are
vote.
you ready to vote?
I'm ready to vote.
Okay, so Fernando, would you like to say anything before you vote?
Yeah, well, yes, I just want to read a quick statement. I just want to, again, I want to begin by thanking the committee, Councilmember London and Councilmember Bracken, for all your hard work and effort. It has been truly a privilege to serve along you on this committee. I know we've been debated very hard, but that's really the process, I think, but I know that we have worked collaboratively. And I believe we move towards a clear understanding of what it is, a very complex issue. Make no mistake about that. I want to thank the mayor for his leadership in creating the ad hoc committee, the administration, the rest of the council, and the administration really for the hard work and review and every document. And thank the engineers for doing all the work, and all the community members who are here who push for this project and stayed engaged and real passion. And some of you I recognize individually, and I really thank you, because if it wasn't for you, really, we don't, I always say engineering is not really binary decision, it's an iterative process. And in the iteration, you do have to go through a lot of back and forths. The work going back to the board is something that engineers created. So we have to go back to the drawing board sometimes. The process reflects a deliberation. It's supposed to be a serious discussion, hard questions, and a clear path forward. This issue is not new to me. Since 2009, when I was sitting in Miami Beach, I began the Stormwater Master Plan, and I have been advocating for stronger water quality protections and for reducing unnecessary discharge to Biscayne Bay, where a better path, I believe, exists. For those reasons, I support the decentralized direction. I support it because I believe it better reflects the long-term environmental direction of the village should take, particularly in reducing reliance on the routine discharge to Biscayne Bay. There's still a lot of work to be done on that before we get to construction, but and there's still matters that need to be addressed, but that's a responsibility for the next phase. So there's no reason to lose sight in the direction we should take now. And once was a great early idea, and for what I fought when I was very young as a city engineer, now I see it widely accepted as now beginning to take shape in a meaningful way, and I'm proud that it is my neighbors and my town, my home community, who are helping that vision that I had when I was young to make it real and lead in that direction. And I hope this is a new step in resiliency in South Florida. And I thank you all for everything. So yeah, I'm voting for the decentralized.
Want to call the vote?
Sure. Make a motion to select GIT for the plans, for the stormwater
For the
plan.
GIT extension,
Sorry?
the extension.
GIT extension, yes.
Okay. Fernando, you second
Second?
it?
Yes, I second that.
I vote, let's go, vote.
All in favor?
All fair?
Aye.
Okay, done.
Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Sorry, everybody, for
such a short
coming.
meeting.
Sorry, a short meeting,
Came
but
here for nothing.
that was it.